Hello, my name is Sam, and I'm trying to show a friend how to make a schedule so that she might be able to help me in the online work, doing administrative, relating and linking files and such. The process we do for scheduling is to open or just select and duplicate a prior event, and that sets us to do the base, to indicate that what we're doing. Everything we're doing has to stand on a base of what we call the now event. So my now event is where I'm packaging my efforts, and I'm using an existing event for that, altering it and saving it with the new focus. My current focus is going to be that I'm going to pack my schedule for the next week. In order to do that, I take a prior event, duplicate it, then I save it after I update the details to match the present time, map it, and then put the beginning and the end of the event so that I have 4 places to contain the effort. I escalate by 1 count what I'm doing, and then I indicate that I'm going to do schedule. The weeks are numbered by the count from the beginning of the year. So for instance, this event is going to be my effort to schedule next week. Next week is actually just a couple of days. So if I look at the top part here, I can see that it's only this portion. And sometimes it's easier just to reuse. We prefer to reuse through duplication prior events. Last month had a week that was also just a short portion. So if I select that, I can see in June, oops, I'm not selected as the right user. I have to select the view that just shows what I'm looking for. So over here I have the last week of June. I can duplicate this, and I can alter this to be the last week in July. We're going to try to make it reusable for any month. So we'll put 29 and dash 3031. That'll cover anyone. And I'm not sure the week count, so I can do that later. And since this is going to be mapped to July, I have to move that forward. And it'll be July 29th to 31st. This is the event name. This is the event mapping. And then we reuse that in the memo section. So the memo section is going to have a beginning and end. All things are going to have a beginning and an end that are going to match. The beginning and the end signify the contents, in this case, of an event. And this event is where I'm scheduling next week. So we have the beginning of the event here. We have it at the end. And then we also have the main title and the mapping. When I save this, it should show on the July calendar. So we'll go to July. And if I go to the small calendar, I can see more quickly where I need to go. So the 29th to the 30th, 31st, there it is. Now I have the summary schedule, and I'm going to make my daily schedule. To do that, I also reuse a prior event, duplicate it, and then update the dates to match. So this is for I'm going to put down the same hours. The most important thing is just to communicate what the plan is. The plan is for me to be available, and I share that availability, and then we work and compare our work efforts to what our commitments are on availability, and then we adjust it. So we try to make our word and our deeds match, and I'll show you that on the next video. But for now, this is scheduling the 3 days for next week. This one should come up and show on July 29th. It came up and I forgot to move it over, so we're going to edit it and make it the 30th. Save it, it comes up. I'll duplicate this one and move it over to the 31st. Update the main title, the mapping, and also update the beginning and the end of the event. Save it, and it should show that I have for next week. It's only 3 days in this week. We use the week where we begin at the beginning of each month and we count, and the last week is often shorted except for February. So we've got the summary and each day. I'm now scheduled, but I have to put all of these into my event here that says, starting at this time, I did the schedule for this week.